Morning, guys. It's 10 a.m. and so I'm going to get you started with your lessons for the next 2 days. And so today and tomorrow's lessons are going to be what we're reviewing at this time. Tomorrow, I'll be 1 week away from my AP US History students taking their AP test. I'm going to be assigning them an essay test because that's the format that they use on the AP exam. And so as a result, it's kind of a perfect alignment where I've got both a text assignment and a video for you to watch that'll be good for you to be able to do either today or tomorrow or over the weekend. It'll be due on Monday, both the text assignment and the video. So you can break it up into chunks. And tomorrow at 10 a.m., you do not need to join me. So feel free to break up your time as you need to. But feel free to reach out to me and ask questions like Jacob just posted in the chat about having an assignment that got submitted. This whole e-learning process has been chaotic to say the least. I'm trying to keep track of both getting you guys electronic assignments and grading things. So Jacob is doing it just perfectly right now. If you've got an assignment that's not in the grade book, it's not because I'm deliberately doing anything bad. It's just I'm trying to keep track of new stuff, old stuff, and if I miss something, we're all on the same team where we want you to be successful. So if you do get something in for me, just let me know. I'll look it over and stay persistent. So if you do find that there are things that aren't being taken care of, I definitely want to get that fixed up for you. And thankfully, we've got multiple weeks before the end of the semester. And we're all on the same page where we're trying to survive and do the best that we can. So a fantastic job for getting that done. And for the rest of you guys, the same would be fantastic. So right now I'm recording this message. So if you need to double back to it, you can. But let me show you a couple different things. Number one, if you are one of my AP biology students, you are a week and a half away from your AP test. AP Biology has been doing an online writing clinic this past week that has been recorded. Today, they're doing an overview about the second timed write that they did yesterday. And then tomorrow, what they'll be doing is they'll be running a week in advance preparation course. So they'll be able to go over tips, strategies, ideas for how to get ready for the AP test. So if you're one of my AP Bio kids, I've got a link right here for the channel that they've been using. And so at 10 a.m. tomorrow, this is at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I keep confusing AP US History and AP Biology. At 3 p.m. tomorrow, they'll be running this session for you to talk over what you should be doing to prepare for the AP test. If you've not done these timed practices, they've got them recorded for you. And this is a really good thing to practice your writing for so that you can make sure that you are getting all your stuff taken care of on top of what Ms. Shaikowski and Ms. Lautenschlager are also helping you to get prepared for. You'll notice that there are two assignments that I've got on my page for you guys. First of all, I would like you to finish up your chapter 27 text assignment. And what I'd like you to be noticing is the fact that in the 1960s, you have a lot of groups who pick up on the lessons of Martin Luther King, that in order to make change take place, disruption sometimes needs to happen. This leads to a movement where inside of our country in the past, protest had been frowned upon, but we're going to find more and more people using protest as a way to disrupt the status quo to make change happen. The problem that you have, though, is as you start protesting, you'll then also encourage counter-protesters who want to maintain the status quo, and that's the tension that you're going to see in the 1960s. And so in the section of your text reading that you're going to be taking a look at, you'll be taking a look at the Chicano movement that takes off during this time period. And when we get back together on Monday, I'd like to highlight for you some elements that we can still see nowadays. Like in particular, if you take a look at where we are as a country right now, we are simultaneously watch people who are outraged about people migrating to the United States from Mexico without documentation. So you'll have outrage about that. We're building a wall for that. But then also, if you take a look at many of our essential industries right now, especially when it comes to food, many of those businesses are employing people who are coming from Latin America, working inside of our country, sometimes with documentation, sometimes without. And without their work, our country would really struggle to survive. And so we're going to find that there's this weird balance that's going on. And during that time period, a man named Cesar Chavez is going to be working to try to gain recognition and rights for people who, even though we're having debates over what legal status should look like, the reality is without individuals inside of our country working those jobs, as well as people who are legally coming but facing discrimination, there are all sorts of unresolved issues that we should be dealing with for that group of individuals, on top of the women that we've studied, on top of the students that we've studied, on top of African Americans. And this whole movement of change is going to then inspire a counter revolution, which is going to lead us in the 1960s and 70s with Richard Nixon and his group that he calls the silent majority. What I'd also like you to do is you'll find that there's a link here for an ed puzzle that I would like you to watch. And this is of a video called The Century, America's Time. And it's going to be showing you some stuff that's review, some stuff that is new. And in particular, it's merging everything together. So for the past couple months, we've now highlighted JFK and Lyndon Johnson. We have now focused on what was going on with the civil rights movement. We've now focused on the Vietnam War. We've now focused on other protesters. This video will bring everything together and show you that there is now a battle that's going on between the counterculture, people who are protesting against the 1950s, compared to people who are trying to preserve the traditions, morals, values of the 1950s as we move into the 1960s. We're going to have a battle between hawks and doves, people who are arguing that we should be in the Vietnam War and fighting even more aggressively compared to others who are trying to push back against it. Now, when you do this ed puzzle, what I want to highlight for you is there are a couple written pieces that are in here, and I definitely need to highlight for both your text assignments and also for your ed puzzles. I am looking for you to do your own authentic work. So you'll find that there's a couple open-ended questions right here. I'm going to want you to write your answers to those questions using your own words. I've had to speak to a number of students so far who are turning in stuff that's cut and paste from the internet, stolen from other students, and that's supposed to draw a referral to the principal when you're cheating in that sort of fashion. That's plagiarism, whether we're in the classroom or outside the classroom. So I am trusting that in the time that you are outside of class, you are doing your own work. Please make sure that that's what you're up to. When you're doing this video, make sure you watch all the way through to completion. So what I look for is to see if you've got 100% completion with the video that you've watched. And I'm also grading out these short writes that you've got embedded inside the videos themselves. You can see that this is a full-length video. It goes for 44 minutes. And so this is something that you can easily break up. Watch a chunk and then walk away from it and then come back to it later. This is something that I wanted to have done by Monday. Same thing with your text questions. So you've got from now until Monday to get that stuff taken care of. And if you've got any sorts of questions or problems, feel free to double back and let me know so I can help you out about that. At this point, then, if you are good, you can get going onto your homework for today. And again, if you're one of my AP Bio people, I do need to highlight for you, this is a vital weekend. You're a week and a half out from the AP test. Getting your content knowledge down and understanding the structure of your writing is going to be key for you getting the college credit that you want. So I realize I got a bunch of people in here who are my AP Bio people. So I'm trying to keep your assignments in my class manageable so you can really dial into that, because for the next week and a half, you really want to be doing your preparation right, so that you're automatic with your content. It is an open book test in AP, but it's something that if you're spending a lot of time going open book, you're probably going to be wasting writing time that is precious. So use the time that you're getting on the side of the assignments that I'm doing for you guys here to really get yourself ramped up and good to go. Enjoy your weekend. Contact me if you've got any sort of problems. But otherwise, if you're good, I'm good too. So I'll let you disconnect and I'll hang out here until everybody's gone to make sure there's no questions. Thanks, you guys.